Time now for the STOHD.com Diamond in the Rough, and it's Mahoning Valley catcher Diego Seastrunk. STOHD.com's Tony Lastoria says Seastrunk was the Indians' 14th round pick out of Rice this year. This is only his second year as a catcher, so he still has a ways to go before he's a solid defender behind the plate. His most valuable tool is his plus arm behind the dish, where as a pitcher he was once clocked at 95. His bat is solid even though he's small in size, 5'8", but very strong with some decent power from both sides of the plate.
No, he does. He has a great arm from behind the plate. You know, the best thing about it right now for Diego is to learn from Wyatt Torriegas, who's down there right now helping out, because you can learn so much from a veteran catcher, and that's what Diego needs since he hasn't caught that much.
You can learn more about prospects in the Indian system on Minor Happenings. STOHD.com is the place to go, and also in Tony's book listing the 100 top tribe prospects. And welcome back here to the show. Along with Jason Stanford, I'm Al Pulowski. And you know, last year, you probably saw it right here on SportsTime Ohio. We documented the case of little Luke Holko, who was hit by a line drive by Ben Carlson down at a Mahoning Valley Scrappers game. Well, this summer, in fact, just last week, he was out at Lake County, and you'll be amazed at the recovery that he's been going through. Here's Bruce Drennan now with more on Luke's story.
It gives me great delight to welcome young Luke Holko, who is the son of Nicole and John Holko, who unfortunately was hit by a line drive. You'll recall, I think you all recall the story, Mahoning Valley game last year. Young Luke, unfortunately, took a line drive, and he's a big baseball fan, and we are honored to have you join us on the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
How's Luke doing?
He's doing great. He is almost 100% back to himself. He's a little wobbly with his balance, but he runs and talks and plays just like he did before.
John, this experience for you, obviously the Lord works in mysterious ways, but the fact that you still have your son is a miracle in itself.
It is. If I believe, you know, I'm not going to push any religion on anybody, but there's something greater out there, and Luke wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for God.
And indeed, he was an enthusiastic baseball fan and loved going to the game. And gosh, it just goes to show you've got to be very careful. I know that you are both advocates of screens.
Yeah, well, we've discussed it with David Smith. He's the Scrappers general manager, and I believe that it would definitely help. I mean, just this year, there's been at least 3 or 4 incidences where people have been hit. For example, there was, I believe, a 3 or 4-year-old girl in the Dodger Stadium earlier this year. She had her skull get fractured, and that's just this year alone. I mean, baseball's been played for how many years? I mean, I believe it could save people some discomfort, to say the least.
Right. There's been tremendous community support for young Luke. Please tell us about that.
There was a huge outpouring from the very beginning. I mean, we weren't home for over 2 months, and there was just friends of ours and people in the community that we didn't even know that put together fundraisers and flooded the hospital with emails, and it actually got to the point where it went statewide and even to other countries. We were getting emails and prayers and different things for him, and it was just amazing, not to mention the support that we got from all of the Penn League and the Scrappers and the Indians. It just, the whole baseball community definitely rallied around him, and it was an amazing thing to see.
It was, I remember we were out doing the show at the Canfield Fair, and it was right around that time, I believe. That had to make you, it's got to be very gratifying to see perfect strangers lending their support to you and Luke.
Yeah, you can't even describe the feeling. I mean, people that don't even know us probably will never meet us, and they did whatever they could to help us, and it's amazing, just the way people help out. And I would hope we'd see more of that too in the future, not with us, but with other people in the communities, and you know, when people are in need, that I hope everybody helps out.
And he's come a long way, because I remember interviewing you over the phone on the show, Nicole.
Right.
And he has come miraculously such a long way.
Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. September 2nd will be a year for him, and we actually cut his therapy back a month or 2 ago. And he just, even the doctors didn't expect him to rally the way he did, as fast as he did. And I honestly leave that all, I mean, definitely God has a hand here, but without Akron Children's, I really don't think we'd have him the way we do now, by far.
Do the doctors give you an optimistic outlook for his future?
The doctors don't know what to say, to be honest with you. When I talked to his doctor, Dr. Barrett in Akron, he's very optimistic, but Luke has just broken through doors way quicker than they thought he would. So
Wonderful.
They don't even want to put a goal for him because they think he's just going to blow it all away.
Well, that's a credit to both of you, and thank you so much for coming. The ordeal that you have been through, what two wonderful human beings, let alone parents, you indeed are, and anything that we can further do at SportsTime Ohio, please, we're just a holler away. Luke, you have a good time tonight, okay, pal? You have a good time, Luke. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear it for the Holko family, ladies and gentlemen.
Truly a great story there. They were at Progressive Field in May, the Holkos and little Luke. We followed his story last year when it happened. Jamie Carroll and the Indians last season really took an interest in him and put together a couple of things to raise some money for charity and pay some of his medical bills. And the fact that he is where he is, as Bruce said, it's really amazing and great to see.
Oh, it is. It is awesome to see. You see all these pictures right now with Luke being at Progressive, and just unbelievable story. I mean, as a baseball player and as a baseball fan, you know, your heart goes out to that family because a kid at that age, you know, he doesn't know what's going on, and for something like that to just tragically happen and then all of a sudden just a miracle happen, it's just great to see. You know, you give your hearts out to that family.
Absolutely. So good news for the Holkos there that Luke is doing so well. That's great. All right, we'll take a break here with Indians Minor League Magazine, but still more to give you. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was in college waiting for the Major League draft. Now he's a pro, starting his baseball career at Mahoning Valley. Meet young Scrapper star Jordan Cassis as the Indians Minor League Magazine rocks on.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up.